Where motion capture is really powerful for games and film production is in its ability to help creators bring their ideas to life. As fantastic as motion capture is because it allows us to capture reality and use that reality to imbue performances with humanity, with accuracy and with real physical performances, ultimately the best games are the games and movies that take us to places we could never imagine, or they could take us to meet characters that we could never imagine. So part of the power is in how motion capture can help us bring those visions to life. An example of this is retargeting. So what we have here is River. River is an actress, a very good actress, a motion capture actress. We are tracking River in real time. We've generated a 3D skeleton. We are tracking her body. We are tracking her fingers. But we don't just want our character to look like River. We want a character that's more weird, for want of a better phrase. For an example, a giant turtle monster. Now, if we take this data and we go to Shogun Post, which is our post package, you will see the character whose performance we want to drive with River's motion. Now, if you look carefully, you will spot some very subtle differences between River and the character. River does not have a beak. River does not have a tail. River does not have 6 fingers or a shell. This is a really important part of where motion capture can help bring ideas to life, because we don't just want people to animate humanoid characters, we want them to bring human motion to bring their wildest dreams to life with these expressive characters. The way we do this is through a process called retargeting. What we see on screen now are 2 skeletons. The white skeleton is River's skeleton. This is proportionally accurate to her and represents her form digitally. The pink skeleton is the skeleton from our giant turtle monster. Now you'll see that the proportions are different. There are certain limbs on the monster that don't exist on River, but this doesn't matter because we can map her bones onto those of the retarget skeleton while ensuring that we don't have any bones that are not going to receive animation data. We bring this data over to Shogun Live, we go over to our subject panel, and we are going to assign the retarget we've just created over to River. With a couple of clicks, we now have a giant turtle monster animated in real time. From a creator's perspective, this is really useful because it means I start to get a sense of what my character is actually going to look like in context. From the performer's perspective, it means she no longer needs to imagine what this character will look like. She can start to actually see its motions on screen and then adapt her performance to it to ensure that she really brings that character to life. Now, we all love giant turtle monsters, but what we love just as much as giant turtle monsters are giant robots with rocket launchers for arms. If I could please invite Victor back onto the stage. A round of applause, please, for Victor. He is one we made earlier. So Victor has a retarget set up for a giant robot with a rocket launcher. And we'll notice several differences between these characters now. The proportions are different, the body parts are different. There are certain elements completely missing, such as the left hand on Victor's mesh. None of this matters because we've used retargeting to ensure that the motion from the performers is going onto the correct part of the characters themselves. They can now use this to start iterating on that performance with confidence as to what it's going to look like in the final version. I always get nervous when he looks at me like that. Now, this only tells us half the story. As useful as this is, it doesn't give us the full story of what this might look like in Engine. So the next thing we're going to do is take this data and stream it in real time into Unreal Engine 5. So what we're doing now, we have these meshes set up, we have the environment set up, we have our lighting set up. We are now going to stream the data directly out of Shogun Live into Unreal Engine 5, and we can now drive those retargets in real time. So now, in addition to seeing the performance, someone's having a great last day of GDC, let's not judge. In addition to being able to see the performance back, we can now see what this looks like in context. We start to get an idea of what the final product will actually look like. Now at this point, I know everybody loves listening to a British Hobbit looking guy drone on for hours, but what we really want to see is a giant robot and turtle monster do battle. So if I could please ask for wanton destruction and action. If anyone wants to do their own sound effects, we completely welcome it. Sorry, I was entranced for a moment there. So what you can see from a creator's perspective is directors and animators and character designers, they can use motion capture to understand not only what these characters will look like, but what the final product will look like. Could I please ask for a rapturous round of applause for our giant turtle monster and our robot guy? If you have any further questions about motion capture, please come and speak to myself, speak to any of our support team. We're more than happy to talk in great detail about giant monsters and mocap. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the rest of GDC. Thank you, everyone.